Hi folks, my name's Greg Drinkwater and I'm from Melbourne, Australia. And I'd just like to share with you some experiences that I've had with Ed Stracher over the last little while. Yeah, I came across Ed in 2016 or early 2016. I think at the time I was sort of facing some professional and personal challenges, and I came across Ed and saw the testimonials, and I sort of followed them along for a couple of weeks and was inspired by, the work that he was doing, and then thought it was an obvious, something that I would pursue, which I did, and I won't go into too much detail because I have a written testimony and I believe that speaks for itself. But I'd also like to share with you another experience with Ed. Later that year, I sold a business sort of halfway through the year, and then later I'd sort of hurled myself into a whole lot of physical training that I wanted to do, and I was boxing, and during a boxing session, I received a pretty hard punch to the right hand side of my abdomen, which caused my ureter to rupture, which is the tube that runs between the kidney and bladder. So yeah, I was rushed off to hospital, and I knew what I'd done because I'd done the same injury about 12 years prior. Same way. You'd think I'd learned, but I didn't. But there you go. I sort of, we all run around thinking we're infallible, and it turns out we're not. But anyway, so yeah, I'd ruptured my ureter. Well, historically, the injury the first time I did it, I was in hospital for nearly, I think, probably 10 days or almost 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. I had an operation where they put a stent in to clear the urinoma and bleeding. It took me a while to recover. It was a difficult. The stent was in for about 4 months, and that was, that sort of presented challenges with infection and just discomfort. The actual injury probably took me a month to recover from. Totally. So it was, it was significant, and it was very unpleasant. And so when I did it the second time in late 2016, I guess I was quite scared, and at the prospect of what I was about to have to go through, having gone through it before, and or worse, because I'm a bit older, and I'm 42 years old, so I was sort of back then. I think you're a bit younger and a bit more capable, of healing more quickly. But anyway, that's just my view. But so yeah, I was really scared at the prospect. So went into the hospital, had the scan. Was admitted, and the scan revealed that there was internal bleeding and rupture, and so the doctor presented to me the following morning, and he was leaning strongly towards surgery, given the level of discomfort I was in and the fever, etc. So I managed to hold him off that day, and said, we'll wait and see what happens. He was comfortable just waiting to see what there wasn't an urgency to it that he saw, but so he said if we'll have a scan the following day and see what happens. And in that time, I thought I'd ring Ed and see what he could do. So I was sitting in my hospital bed and messaged Ed, and Ed was straight on to me, and we went through I'd say a half an hour meditation and healing session, which, I was thankful he was there for me, so it was great. And so yeah, Ed did his thing, and then I sat the rest of the day out, and got up in the morning and was shuttled down for my scan, and the scan was positive. So the scan revealed that the bleeding had stopped, and the doctor was certainly a lot more comfortable with my prognosis, and not, I guess, taking me into surgery with any urgency, or taking me into surgery at all. So really, I I was very, very relieved because, as I said earlier, the surgery is not fun. And I was very thankful to Ed because whatever Ed did, he worked a bit of a miracle for me because I really felt I was looking down the barrel of a really long and difficult recovery, not unlike the first time it had occurred, and all of a sudden, the injury had improved significantly, and I was able to leave the hospital. Probably, I think I was in there for. I think they made me hang around for a couple of days just to observe, and then home for a week, and I think I was back in the gym the following week, just doing light exercise, and so really, I think my experience with the injury was significantly better, and I put a lot of thanks to Ed for that, because something happened. So so thank you, Ed, and thanks for letting me share my experience, and good luck to you all. Thank you very much. Bye.